What in particular about these two gentlemen? I mean, you had said that this isn't always just about money. There's
Exactly.
value to the organization.
Again, it was bringing value, added value to the organization. And that's what they do.
In what ways would you?
Mr. Egon and Mr. Meldman are fantastic businessmen, and so is Mr. Tom Wagner. They're going to help us immensely on the business side of the organization. And of course, Mr. Brady's going to help us on the football side. So I think at this point in time now we have the infrastructure that we're going to need to move forward with some young, energetic people that are very brilliant and smart people. So I'm excited about that.
Mark, we saw a couple private equity sales today, and I know part of these deals is, bringing business acumen to your franchise, but also becoming more liquid. There's a cash element to that as well. Is that part of it?
The financial part wasn't as big as bringing the infrastructure. As I said originally, this is something that had been planned for quite a while, and it was timing to get the different things done. But more so was the infrastructure.
Do you feel like situated where you guys are with everything in place in Las Vegas, that there is untapped potential here?
Absolutely. There's no question about it. Now we have the people that can take advantage of it.
I know. Do you have a use of the proceeds targeted?
What's that?
The money you're getting for 50% of your team, do you know what you're going to do with it?
I'm going to go to In-N-Out Burger.
It's a lot of burgers.
Burger. No, I don't want to talk about that part of it.
Mark, last time we talked to you early on in the season, obviously where the team stands now at 2-11. How would you kind of assess where the team stands and more big picture? How do you feel about Antonio Pierce as he gets close to going into the second year as head coach?
Well, I think you guys can answer where we're at just as good as I can. I'm very disappointed, obviously. We want to see progress and things of that nature. There's no excuses. We have had injuries and all of those things, but the team figures out how to get around those issues. The bottom line, as I've said all along, comes to me, and if there can be finger pointed, it's me. Because again, I'm the one who's hiring the people to make the decisions on the field and everything. There's a misconception that I'm making a lot of decisions on the football field and everything else, and I continually tell you all that I don't, that I do delegate to the people that I hire. I give them goals, and then get out of the way and let them try to do it and let the results speak for themselves. And at this point, obviously we're not happy, but you have to go through the season and then you evaluate. And right now I'm not in that position of evaluating anything going forward.
You had mentioned Tom playing a role in the football operation, and that was going to be determined as time went on.
Correct.
Can you anticipate that he's going to be?
Well, one of the things is when Tom was hired, I promised that to Fox that we would not get in the way of Tom's job, that he's going to be able to create and be one of the best announcers in the game, and that anything that he does with the Raiders will become in the future as far as that goes. Obviously, I talk to him all the time, and his input is greatly valued and will always be valued, and we'll see as time goes on how his role evolves in here. But he's very excited about it. But again, we're respecting his obligations with Fox.
I think Fox has the Super Bowl this year. I'm trying to parse through what you're saying. Is he not going to have the role that you hope that he will have until at least mid-February?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you can do it that way. But obviously, with them having the Super Bowl, it gives him an extra 2 weeks that he's going to be tied to Fox full on. So I would suppose that's the answer to the question.
No matter what voice you let him have, his voice is going to be what you decide. I'm just curious, in your mind, have you figured out how much of a voice, Mark, that you want Tom to have?
I want Tom to have a huge voice. There's no question about it. And again, like I say, it's part of building the infrastructure of the organization, which is something that we didn't have a football person on that side of it that's not a coach or a general manager, but somebody that can oversee the whole picture. And I believe Tom, in time, will be the person that can do that.
In talking to people who know Tom and work with Tom, one of the things when I've asked them, what do you think he brings to the table, is they said that he understands excellence on every part of the team, not just on the field. Do you get that in your conversation?
No question about it. And he's competitive, but he's very thorough in everything that he does. He's got a great ability to communicate on a level that people can understand and not try to talk over them. I'm excited and really grateful that he's a part of the Raider organization.
Do you anticipate tapping into his brain specifically to find a quarterback next year, whether it's a rookie or whatever?
Well, I wouldn't say next year. I would like to tap into it for this week. But obviously, that's something that he's going to be able to help us with. He might not be able to play, like I said, he might not be able to play for us, but he'll certainly be able to help us in that.
How did your relationship start with him?
Basically, we wanted him to come play. I wanted him to come play for us back in 2020. And so we started getting to know each other then.
Yeah.
Mark, just to make sure we have you clear, when you're saying you can't evaluate anything until the offseason arrives, does that mean in terms of potentially Antonio Pierce coming back as head coach next year?
I don't even want to talk about that right now. Like I say, we're still playing through the season. And I will say the one thing that this team has done is fought hard in every game. They're fighting hard, and that's something that you don't find all the time when things aren't as good as you want them to be. And so that's a positive about the way that this team's responding.
Mark, in regard to your two new limited partners, I know you said general expertise, business savvy that you want to bring into the organization. Specifically, they're both in areas that other owners have gotten into, Melman with luxury real estate development, and then Megan Durbin with Endeavor and everything they do with events and hospitality. Are there specific things you envision them to be leading for the Raiders? Or is it just kind of more brain
No, I
teasing?
think it's really just exciting to have that being brought in as part of the infrastructure. They have great abilities to do a lot of things, and we have a lot of things on the horizon as well that are off the field, and that's where Melvin and Egon and Tom Wagner can be real beneficial.
Right, you see where my brain is. Melman does the luxury resorts and the golf courses.
Correct.
Is there a Raiders golf course coming in our future?
Well, you never know. And again, those are all things that we get to sit down and talk about now.
Thank you.
Y'all good?
Does Tom Brady and Tom Telesco, what is their relationship? Is that something that you're going to want to kind of get them together? And
Well, that will grow. But as I think, I don't know if you were here at the beginning of this, but the fact is we were respecting his job with Fox, and therefore promised Mr. Shanks that we would not get in the way of him doing his job and being the best that he can be for them.
Got it. So basically, does that mean you'll, I'm sorry if you already covered this, I apologize. Does that mean you'll have him basically in each of the off seasons, or?
No, that doesn't mean anything. It just means where we are right now, and that we communicate quite often, but there's not a day-to-day role or anything that's been defined at this time.
Mark, I know you want the Raiders to win every game they play, but currently you guys do have the top pick in the draft. If you guys were to finish in that range, is there a particular area that you would like to see the team go in terms of
You'd have to talk to Tom Telesco and people up top, and of course Tom Brady at some point. We'll have something to say in that.
But when it is a major decision like that, is that not something that you input where you?
I always have input, and I always, like I say, play devil's advocate because I just want people to think about it from all different angles. But I let them make the decision. And that's just been my philosophy, and that's just the way I've done it. And at times I'm really happy about it, and times I'm not. But I think it's the best way for me to go about doing the business. And bringing in the right people that can actually make those decisions, give them goals and all those things. Now I have people in ownership that will also be in that position that I know will be able to help us, and that's an exciting part for me.
When you do look at your division and see the quarterbacks that are in this division, do you get to a kind of a point where it's time for us to find our quarterback of the future?
Well, you're always looking for a quarterback. There's no question about it, and I think you should be looking for it every year. I think you should have one or two on your roster because you never know what's going to happen. It's an interesting game, and it's a contact sport, and people get hurt, so you're always looking for a quarterback.
And seeing how he works, how he operates, how he's dealt with people, what are some of the things that has impressed you about Tom Telesco as a general manager?
He's very even-keeled. He knows talent pretty damn well. He had a good draft for us last year. I think our first 3 picks are starting now. he does a good job.
And when it comes to, last question for me, I know you say you're still evaluating things this season, but when it comes to Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco, are you evaluating them as separate entities in terms of how Telesco's doing? On his
Yeah, they didn't come in as a team, and that's so they are individuals. Great. Good, John.